has been planted, one of the paddles planted into the sand here. But these mature plants here, you notice also, are starting to blossom. And these blossoms will produce a fruit underneath that when ripe will be red in color and would be good to eat. The Native Americans took these off the petals of the cactus with sticks, knocking them off, and like the petals themselves, found that the fruit was edible. They would burn the needles off and then open it up with a sharp piece of stone like the chert or a sharp shell. And the inside of the fruit looks like a pomegranate and sweet. The petals themselves, the young ones, can be cooked like okra, double boiled and then eaten like string beans. We could harvest some of these now, but it'd be a lot easier going to Ralph's Market and buying a jar full. Much easier and probably a little tastier too.
Safer too.
How much safer. Okay, we've caught our breath. Let's head back uphill. We're going to reach a trail junction just up ahead, so we'll stop at the trail junction. You going to be able to carry that all the way?
Yep.
Okay. We stopped here momentarily to talk about the canyon in front of us. We're going to start walking parallel to it. The emphasis of this walk was walking to Klondike Canyon. Again, now we're above Klondike Canyon. Klondike Canyon took its name in the 1890s, and according to Don Gales, who wrote some history of the area, the Klondike Canyon was named after the Klondike Gold Rush in the Yukon area in Alaska and Canada. Someone, it's not identified who, found what they thought at the time was placer gold. That's gold on the surface, and had it assayed, in any case identified it, turned out to be pyrite or fool's gold. Now the conditions of finding gold are probably just as good here as a lot of places. We had ancient volcanism in the way of the magma intrusion of the basalts. We also have formations of crystal like quartz, which is very much associated with gold. And then we had this collection of shiny gold rocks that turned out to be pyrite. So Klondike Canyon took its name from that kind of activity, and the name is stuck. Also here on our left is a collection of lemonade berry bush. You see the lemonade berries from last season still on the branches. The lemonade berry is a sumac family plant, the same family that the poison oak is a member of, but it's not a poisonous plant. The berries that are produced, in fact, provided the Native American Indians with a refreshing drink that we call lemonade because the berry has a citric acid on it that tastes very much like lemons, very sour lemons. The Native Americans would have put these berries into a bowl of fresh water and let the sugar coating dissolve and take the berries out, dried the berries, and used them for another drink later on. The drink that they produced from the berries, once they were dried and ground up, would be like our coffee. But the berries that they used that produced the lemonade produced a drink that tasted just like lemonade. In fact, if you find enough of the New Season's berries later on this summer and put a good handful in your water bottle and let the sugar dissolve, your water would taste just like lemonade.
Is that where you got their vitamin C?
Well, it probably a lot of it did come from food like this. The plant itself is very deep-rooted, very drought-tolerant, very fire-retardant. The great thing about that is it's probably the best best plant to put on a slope because it'll hold the soil intact very nicely. The lemonade berry. So we have our choice here whether to go uphill or downhill for the moment to find our way back to the main trail. And I'll suggest that we go uphill just for a little ways because the traverse across the Fossil Hill area will be a little easier. I think we've done enough uphill walking. That's my opinion though. Okay, so we'll just move up a little bit more and then we'll find our way back down to Klondike Canyon. We stopped here to identify a plant that's very key to the habitat here. And in fact, the sage scrub habitat takes its name from this plant. This is the sagebrush, Artemisia californica. And the sagebrush was very key also to the lives of the American Indians here in the area. The morning time would find that the natives, the families, would gather at their sweat bath, sauna, to cleanse themselves for the day's activities. And they would use branches of this plant as an aromatic in their sauna. During the day, if a warrior had come across and found himself wounded somehow, cut, they would use a poultice, a bandage made of this, to take the pain away and to relieve the circumstances of infection, because it has an analgesic effect and an antiseptic effect. Ladies would brew a tea for cramps, for childbirth pains. They used it as a pesticide, taking the small leaves and putting them on the floors of their shelters, their buildings, and in their bed rolls, and kept the fleas and ticks away. Cowboys used it also as an aromatic on their bodies, I guess seeing the warriors brush their bodies with it before a hunt to take the human smell away. And the cowboys became so fond of it, they called it cowboy cologne. Back in those days, they drank more water than they used to wash with. So they needed a little help on Friday nights when they came into town. So the Artemisia, the sagebrush, is very key to the habitat. In fact, it's the nesting plant for the endangered bird, the California gnatcatcher. Nests only in the sagebrush. Again, it's very aromatic. You brush up against it, the smell seems to cling to you in your clothes. Again, very key to the habitat.
Another souvenir home, huh?
Yeah, you have a souvenir home. Okay, let's go on if there are no more questions. Here we are at the base of Fossil Hill, in amongst the multicolored rocks of basalt. And we're going to say goodbye here and let you explore the fossil area behind me and in front of you. The area here is rich with crystals of dolomite, but the draw here, in fact, is the fossiliferous rocks that we can find around us. I appreciate your interest and your coming out today to our June walk. And make sure that you look at our schedules on the net at pvplc.org and or our hard copy schedule, and visit us next month in July. And I appreciate your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.